Okay, so I just began hiking, and today and tomorrow I'll be hiking the Santanoni Range. Today I am hiking someplace called Bradley Pond, and there's a shelter nearby and some campsites, so we'll camp there tonight. It's about 4.5 mile hike there, and tomorrow we'll be hiking the 3 Santanoni Peaks. So Santanoni, Couchsachraga, and Panther Peak, which are 3 of the Adirondack 46ers. This Santanoni Peaks, of the people doing all 46 of the 4,000 foot peaks, seems to oftentimes be people's least favorite. Not sure why that is. Maybe because the trails are known to be very muddy. So I'm already walking through water, you can see. So we'll see. But it's a beautiful day, and it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock. I should be hiking for about 2 hours or so to get to a campsite. Okay, so most of the hike so far has been on this gravel sort of road. A little bit uphill, not too much. But right up here, kind of trail goes right into the woods, and this is where the trail markers start. There was 2 spots on the road where water had washed out the road. I had to change to my sandals to cross the water because it's pretty deep, foot and a half deep in both cases. So interesting. So this bridge I saw on some other YouTube videos that people posted. So once I turned off the road following this trail to Bradley Pond, it's been mostly like this, just tons of water. It's like walking up a stream. There's a big river down below me here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pretty big waterfall. That seems pretty cool. Alright, so I've been hiking for about 2 hours. So this rock cairn here, and there's a trail to the left, which I believe that's the Santanoni Express trail, so that trail goes right to Santanoni Peak. I'm heading this way, continuing on this trail to Bradley Pond and campsite for tonight. Alright, so this is my campsite. There's a lean-to nearby where there's a couple people staying. There's some tent sites also, which I grabbed here. All the tent sites are a little bit soggy. So much water here, but it's not a bad spot. There's a fire pit over here. My tent. I'm using a new tent on this trip from Mountain Hardware. Probably won't use the rain fly tonight. It's pretty warm, and don't think it's going to be raining. I'm going to take a walk around to explore and make dinner. Alright, so I'm at my campsite, about to prepare dinner. First though, we have to prepare a little after dinner drink, and we're going to take advantage of nature's refrigerator for a little bit here. perfect. For dinner tonight, we got some rustic 3-cheese sausage lasagna. It's really good. Alright, so it's morning. Just packed up camp and I'm starting my hike. So today, I'm just gonna go just a short distance to get to the herd path that takes me to the Santanoni Peaks. So when I get to that spot, I'm gonna leave my backpack there. So I'll just be hiking with a day pack, which should make it go a lot faster. And so from there we'll be going to Panther Peak, Couchsachraga Peak, and Santanoni Peak. Should be a long day of hiking though. Alright, so I got to this spot that I think is what is known as Herald Square. None of these trails are marked, so I'm kind of relying on my map and some other YouTube videos I've watched. But you can see here on this rock, there's S and C to the left, so that means Santanoni Peak and Couchsachraga Peak. So if I go left, I will get to what's known as Times Square. And then over here, this is where I'm looking to go first. There's a P, which tells me that this is the way to Panther Peak, which I'll head to first. So on my way to Panther Peak, so you can see this morning it's very foggy. But I think I'm not close to the top. So here I'm approaching the summit of Panther Peak. Completely obscured by fog. Should be right up ahead here. Alright, the sign tells me I've made it to Panther Peak. You do a quick 360. And there we go. Alright, we're 9:30. So it's been a tough night so far, but I'll be able to make it to Santanoni and Couchsachraga. Alright, so I made it to Couchsachraga. So, unlike Panther, I can actually see no fog. Alright, this is on the way back from Couchsachraga. Up ahead is Panther Peak, and over, I don't know if I can get it in the camera, but to the right is Santanoni. Alright, second time through this bog here to and from Couchsachraga. It's actually not as bad as it looks. Alright, so I just finished my return trip from Couchsachraga, which I think is this peak right here that I'm looking at. About 2 o'clock right now, so okay on time. So on my way to Santanoni Peak, this peak right in front of me here, I think it's like a false summit, so I think it's a little bit past there. But we're getting close. Pretty nice view from my way up to Santanoni Peak. The peak to the left in the foreground is Couchsachraga. Somewhere over here is Panther. These peaks in the distance, I think, are the Herald Range. I think. All right, so I'm just a couple minutes from the last video, so now I'm high enough I can see down below is Bradley Pond. So that's where I camped near there. It's also where my big backpack is that I'll have to retrieve before finishing the hike. Alright, so looking this way, there's a couple pretty big bodies of water, not sure what they are. Over here is possibly the summit of Santanoni, but it could also be a false peak. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. So as I suspected, a little bit farther to go, but cool view here. You should be looking west, I believe. Alright, so getting closer to the top. Again, down here is Bradley Pond. So somewhere down here is the trailhead that I started at yesterday. The Upper Works Trailhead or Santanoni Trail. One of those. I forget what it's called. Alright, here I am at... I'm not good at this. Santanoni Peak. There it is. It kind of snuck up on me. But I made it here. And it's kind of obscured views, but there's some nice views getting here. So, now very soon I'm going to have a snack and then start heading down the Santanoni Express trail. So just turn right onto what's known as the Santanoni Express Trail. So this will take me back, hopefully, to the Bradley Pond Trail, where I have to backtrack a little bit to get my backpack. Probably around 3:30 now. It's a really nice spot, just starting my way down the Santanoni Express Trail, but you can see over to Panther Peak, Bradley Pond, big peak right there in this middle. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to check that out. Pretty nice view here. Okay, so it's hard to believe that after all day of hiking through bogs or mud pits like this, that this was the first time I fell like in. I don't know if you can see my leg. Basically, it was up to my thigh in mud. Alright, so just got to this trail junction with, this is the Bradley Pond Trail. It was a long, steep descent, very slow. It's like 5:30 already. Now I have to backtrack on this Bradley Pond Trail to get my backpack and then head back to the right here. So a lot of hiking still to do. Alright, so I made it back to this trail junction with Bradley Pond Trail and the path that goes up to Panther Peak. This is where my backpack is stashed up the hill. You can see the signs behind me. So it should be about 6 o'clock and got about 4.5 miles back to the car. Alright, so this bridge is a welcome sign or site Not sure how far away I am from the end. I'm too tired to take out my map, but I think not too much further is the sort of dirt and gravel road, and when I get there I think it's about like 1.7 miles to go. It's about 7:30 something like that. Alright, so I made it back to the gravel road. It takes me back to the trailhead and parking lot. Think this might be about 1.7 miles, something like that. And it's getting close to 8 o'clock, but now it can get dark because this part's easy. Alright, so I have finally reached the parking lot. And it's still somewhat light. So it's a really long hike today. It's like I started my campsite probably around 7:15. It's now about 8:30 p.m. But got 3 more of the Adirondack 4,000 footers. None of them had great views at the peak, but there were lots of views on the way up, all of them once the fog lifted. So now I'm gonna have a long drive home, and I will I don't know, gotta find some place to get some food because I'm starving. All in all, good hike.